everybody, it's Anne from Anne's Stampin' Up. It's another stamping day here in Simcoe and it's a beautiful day today. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, as I see here in Simcoe. If you live in Canada and you don't have your own Stampin' Up demonstrator, please feel free to shop with me. You can reach me at stampsandtea@gmail.com, or my demonstrator website is stampsandtea.stampinup.net. So let's get started. Let me turn the camera down and I'll show you what we're going to make. This is what we're going to make, a quick simple card today using this stamp set here. It is called Sentimental Swirls. It's in the January to June mini catalogue. It's a $30 stamp set and it was a $1 million stamp set. Sam Hammond sold $1 million worth of Stampin' Up supplies over the years and was rewarded with her own stamp set that she created. It's a great idea from Stampin' Up. So this is the stamp set, and I have to be honest, when I looked at this I thought, wow, way too many small pieces for me. But you look at the stamp set, that's just a bigger view of the stamp set. And it is a lot of small pieces, but you can put cards together really quickly with it. So I'm going to show you a quick card today, and I'll list the supplies as I'm going through, and we'll make this quick and simple card together. So I'm going to use all my in colors today, and I have Evening Evergreen, Pale Papaya, Soft Succulent, Polished Pink and Fresh Freesia. The cardstock for the base is Evening Evergreen, which is a beautiful shade of green. And I have, of course, a piece of white for the front and a white for the inside, which are 5 1/4 by 4. I've got a couple of scraps of white to stamp my flowers on that I'm going to punch out. This stamp set also matches, the Flowers and Leaves punch, which is in the annual catalogue, on page 148. So it's a punch we've had for a while. As I say, it's in the annual catalogue, page 148, and it punches out the flowers that are in the stamp set here. So let me just put that to one side, put the green to one side, and we'll stamp on here and on the inside while we've got it all together. Just put that down, and we're going to stamp the large swirl in Evening Evergreen. Just see, can I put that there? Oops. And these are photopolymer stamps, so you need your brown foam mat to stamp on to give them some give when you stamp, because these don't have the red rubber on the back, you see. And I'm going to stamp this with the large part of the swirl at the top of the card. Now I need to leave room to put the greeting at the bottom of the card, and I want a flower at the top, so I've got to make sure I don't go too high or too low, but let's go about there, I think. And then for the inside of the card, we're going to stamp off a little bit. We just want part of the swirl, and I'm turning the stamp set upside down, and I'm just going to use about half of the stamp itself. If you can see, I'm going to use this piece here to stamp on the inside of the card. I just want to grab a piece of paper to tuck under there so I don't mark my mat. Whoops. And I'm just going to stamp this on the side of the card, just enough that we can put a nice little flower on there. There. Put that stamp set to one side. While we've got the Evening Evergreen open, we're going to stamp the outsides of the flowers. Now these are called two-step stamping. You stamp the outline of your flower, then you've got another stamp to stamp the colour on the inside of your flower. So let me just get a little stamp. Actually, if you see a little black mark on my stamp, it's because I took my stamps and I lined them up before we started so that when I stamp my colour I know which way to hold my block, and it will the colour will fill the stamp as I want it. Okay, so we're just going to put a little stamp right here, there, and put that to one side. We're going to take a scrap of basic white cardstock, and I want I would like 5 flowers. I'm going to punch a few extra, because you see this one I think is too close to the end of the cardstock. I think when I punch it out it will cut the flower off. Can you get one more? Yes. And as I say, I want 5 flowers, and I've stamped one on the inside of the card. So I'm going to close up the evergreen ink and then start using my other in color inks. Just set that there. So we've got pale papaya first, and we have the inside of the flower stamp to colour the inside. Yeah, this is pale papaya, and it's very light, so you have to really dab it 2 or 3 times. And then we're just going to line it up over the punched image, the stamped image from the first time, just like that, and it fills in the flower for you. So we only really want one pale papaya. Evening evergreen, we're going to stamp, soft succulent, we're going to stamp once. And it doesn't matter if it's, you know, a little bit off to the side or whatever, you're gonna punch it out anyway. This is fresh freesia. No, it isn't. This is polished pink. Polished pink. I'm going to skip this stamp because as I say, it's too close to the bottom of the cardstock, I think. Polished pink. And this one's fresh freesia. And we're going to do 2 fresh freesia. Nice. I'll do one more just in case. Okay, so that's that. Now we've also got a stamp on the flower. We've stamped a flower on the inside of the card. We need to decide what colour we're going to put on there. I think we might use pale papaya. So we need this again. There. And if you didn't want to use the 2-step stamping for this, you could stamp out the flowers and you could use your markers or your crayons or your water markers, your alcohol markers. You could use them to colour those in if you wanted to. So now we've got this strip with all the different colours on, and as I say, we're going to use this Flowers and Leaves stamp set. Now let's have a look and see how well this is going to work. Okay, so you're just going to line your stamp up in there. Oops. Close your punch so that you've got a grip on your cardstock, and turn it over. Alright, so there's my flower, and I'm going to do that. See if I can do another one for you. Just going to line up your flower, turn the cardstock. Well, let's do it with the one on the end. Line up your flower in there, inside, if you can see what I'm doing. See, I've got it nicely lined up. I'm going to close the punch a little bit to hold the cardstock, and then I'm going to punch it out. So we're going to do that for all the flowers we have. And we'll be back in just a second because you don't need to watch me punching flowers out. So there we have. Let's have a look. Where are we? There. There. We've got one pink. The other purple. There. So we have all these lovely flowers that we've punched out. We have 5 of them, and we've coloured the one on the inside of for the inside of the card. So we're just going to put this card together now. But one thing I did forget to do was I should have stamped the sentiment down here, and I'm going to use from the same stamp set the thank you stamp, and I'm going to stamp it in Evening Evergreen again. Oops. I'm just going to put that down here in the corner. Lovely. Put that to one side. Now, the flowers, I would like to put a little black dot in to finish them off. I don't know whether it's easier to put the flowers on the card front and then put them on put the black dots on the flowers, or the other way around. I guess it's your own choice how you want to do it. I'm going to put this card front on the card, the mat on the card, sorry, and do that first, and then I'm going to put my flowers on. Right here, and I'm turning it this way so that I can look and line up 3 sides of my card quite evenly, I hope. Yeah, room to adjust if I need to. There. And then I'm going to put my flowers. I'm going to put my black dot on my flowers first. And these black dots are really quite old. Oh dear, so old I can't find them now. Here we are. And they're just called Black Rhinestone Jewels. Okay, I've got some tiny little ones which look good in the middle of the flower. I think this one would fit as well in a pinch, but they are larger. So we'll start working with the little ones, and I'm just going to pick a little one up, a little dot up, and put it in the middle of the flower. And hope it stays right in the middle of the flower. There. So, as I say, they were called Black Rhinestone Jewels, and I couldn't tell you how old they are. They're old. But I do like them. They're very nice. They've got a little bit of shine to them, and they're great. So now we need some mini dimensionals to pop the flowers on the front. And let me see, we've got 2 purple flowers, or 2 fresh freesia flowers, so we'll put that one on first, and that's just going to sit up there like that. And then let's try a pink, which is polished pink. Evening Evergreen. There. Set him somewhere over here. Now, this swirl doesn't particularly lend itself to popping a flower on, but it's okay if you're going to hide part of the swirl, okay? So the flower just sort of sits on top. It doesn't necessarily line up with the end of a swirl is what I'm meaning. Peel papaya here. We're going to do the same with this. We'll make it look like it's coming off the end, but it's really there. And then one more fresh freesia. from the end of here, there, and then we're just going to pop this on the inside. Making sure we've got the card the right way up, and lining this up on 3 sides again. And you've got lots of room to write in the middle of the card. So there it is. As always, if you wish to use this card, feel free. It was my design. Feel free to copy it if you wish. If you do sell your cards, please put the Stampin' Up angel stamp on the card, on the back of the card. And the angel stamp just says all the supplies used were Stampin' Up supplies, which they were. As always, have a great week. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll talk to you all later. Bye.